my name is Linda Barcy. I am a writer. I am a novelist as well as a screenwriter and director. I graduated 2 years ago from USC's screenwriting MFA program, which was fantastic and I learned a lot. And over the last year, I have been working solely on my book manuscript. This is the book. This is the first draft of my manuscript. I'm almost done editing the second draft of it, and I was just getting, I guess, nostalgic for when I first started writing and was really scared and remembered all this like terrible writing advice that I let keep me from writing for a long time. And I was like, you know what, like, I'm gonna make a list. So I got all inspired and made a list of the worst pieces of writing advice you can take when you have writing projects or think you might want to be a writer. So we're gonna go over those today. Terrible writing advice you should never take. The first thing is when someone says, don't write that because it's already been done. All stories have been done. I want you to like absorb that, let it resonate, let it marinate inside of you because it's true, and the sooner you accept that and believe that, the more you're gonna enjoy your writing career. When you grab an idea off of like the idea shelf, yeah, you might grab a cliche, yeah, you might grab like something that's like a trope, but that's okay. All love stories have been done before. Do I still love writing love stories? Yeah, I fucking do. If you are really passionate about something and you feel like you keep coming back to the same idea you want to write about, but it's been done before, to me that is a huge sign saying you need to write this. Because if you keep coming back to that idea, that means you're super passionate about it. And when people write stories that they're really passionate about, that they feel connected to, that's where really good stories come from. The main thing I want you to take away is that you have never written this idea that's been done before. Therefore, you writing this idea has never been done before, and you should do it. You should go write it. Number 2, if you want to be a writer, you need to write every day. This is also not true. I remember someone I looked up to who was like 10 years older than me and who was a director and doing really well, told me like, you just gotta write every day, you gotta write every day. And then I tried to, and then I didn't because I got depressed and had a bad week and I just didn't write. And I let it derail me and I just stopped working on the screenplay I was writing at the time because I just thought I didn't have what it takes. Because I wasn't already writing every day, I thought that meant I didn't have the dedication, I wasn't passionate enough about it, but that's simply not true. And in hindsight, like, I never should have let that one piece of advice that I couldn't follow stop me. The reality is shit happens, and like maybe you just went through a breakup, like there's gonna be times where you just cannot write, and like, never mind writing every day, you just might not be able to write for a month, and that's okay. Those breaks are important and it is all part of the writing process. So forcing yourself to believe you're a bad writer or you're not gonna be a writer if you don't write every day is bad advice, and just throw it out. It's not gonna help you, so throw it out. Okay, number 3. If you take antidepressants or go to therapy and become happier, you won't be as good of a writer. No, 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 no. 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 Don't listen to that crap. It's utter crap. If you are depressed and hating life, it is not going to make you a better writer. It's not. There is a big myth that's very popular, and I get it, it's very alluring to think your pain fuels your creativity. But I am telling you, you can be just as good of a writer if you're going to therapy, if you're on medication and managing your depression or anxiety, and you'll just be happier. And that's good. I tend to do more writing when I'm happier. And I think actually the quality is better when I'm happier because I tend to take more risks, which are really good. I really want to drive that point home because I've met many a creative person who will probably never go to therapy because they cannot let go of the belief that if they became happier, they would lose their creative drive. It saddens me how many people are scared they cannot be successful without their misery. Cause like, why are you working so hard? Why are you working your butt off to write this book or become a TV writer on a TV show if you can't even enjoy it when you get there? Does that make sense? Like, this is like a life philosophy thing, and I just want you to know you can be happy and a good writer. not mutually exclusive. Okay, terrible writing advice number 4. You can't be a good writer unless you are a great reader. You don't have to read everything under the sun to be qualified to be a writer. I have never been the strongest reader. I have never been a fast reader. I have never been a voracious reader. When I was in 2nd grade, I was in a remedial reading class because that's how below average my reading level was. And I let my insecurity about not being a strong reader or not the smartest person I know keep me from just starting to write something. And that to me is really sad. And I want you who are watching this who haven't started a writing project yet to just like throw that insecurity aside. Also, if you hate reading and much prefer to listen to books on audiobooks, like there are people with like dyslexia, and for them, consuming a book by listening to it via audiobook is their preferred way of consuming a book. And that is still reading a book. You're still consuming the content of the book. Like, I love that Stephen King says, like, you know, read a lot of books, read so many books. Because when I read a book, yes, it is helpful. It gives me inspiration a lot of times. But I don't want people who think they're not strong readers to let that keep them from writing. Are there many days I wish I read more books? Yes. When I finally do read a book, do I often get inspiration from it that helps me with a current writing project? Yes. Will the fact that I probably won't read more books next year than I have this year keep me from being a great writer? No. Okay, terrible writing advice number 5. Last one! If you hate writing some days, you shouldn't be a writer. No. Big misconception. A lot of great writers kind of hate writing, like a lot of the time. The creator of Breaking Bad, Vince Gilligan, has famously said that he hates writing but loves to have written. And I think this is an experience that's more common than not. Writers just get nervous about talking about it because they don't want to be judged. But writing is hard. You're producing something out of nothing. You're staring at a blank page and making something when nothing was there before. There are gonna be days where you hate writing, and that does not mean you shouldn't be a writer. It just means you're human. In fact, if you hate writing some days, it probably means you just care a lot about what you're writing, and that's a really good thing. It's good for a writer to care about their project. There are just always gonna be parts of your passion and your, you know, dream career that are not great, and you just find ways to like work through them and get to the other side. I'm a big fan of treats. I give myself treats. I always end the day with like watching an episode of television, usually with my fiance. My fiance's out of town right now, so my mom is visiting, so I'll watch TV with her at night, and I'm just like I will straight up tell her like, will you be up until like 10? Cause like around 9 p.m. I'm gonna wanna not write anymore, and I would love to like watch TV with you and like have just a cozy little TV watching date. And she's like, yeah, that sounds great. So yes, writing is hard. That's okay. You're gonna find that you're not alone. If you have watched this whole video, you have probably noticed that a lot of my advice centers around self-doubt and the ways we stop ourselves before we've even begun. And that's kind of the thing I like to focus on with this channel a lot. If you're new to my channel, my name is Linda Barcy. I have been vlogging, I think, for like 5-6 years. I started with a video called How I Stopped Dating and Started Writing. I'm now engaged to my fiance. We've been engaged for over half a year. But when I started this channel, I was single and depressed, not on medication, not going to therapy, and I hadn't written anything more than the one feature script I like just finished before I made that first video. So I've talked about a lot of kind of concepts over the years. I took quite a long break from vlogging over the last year because I've been working on this book and I was getting overwhelmed trying to do more than one thing, so I just let myself focus on my book. And now I'm feeling like getting back into vlogging, so that's what I'm doing. If there are certain things you'd like me to make videos about, please comment below. Also, if you're new to this channel, please introduce yourself. Let me know your story. Are you a writer? Are you a songwriter? Have you been depressed? I just love to hear it because it makes me feel less alone, and it's nice to have a community when you're a writer, and that's why I love YouTube. I think that's about it. I love you guys. I hope things are going well for you, and I will talk to you soon. Love you guys. Bye. You wanna walk on my notebook? Yeah. She's so short that the lens is here and her head is here. It's Sally butt. Okay, number 5. Oh, it's okay, hold on. Sally almost took my notebook with her outside.